Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I am not a member of Great Millstone, but I do receive all my teachings from Great Millstone. So call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Barakathum to all you brothers doing the work. So let's get into it. And this is going to be about the prophecy, because we all know that when you're dealing with Yahweh Shai, you have to be ingrained within prophecy. Yahweh Shai was ingrained within prophecy. And let's use this. Let's just get started with this. This is only for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true children of Israel who needs to return back to their power. So if you're not within the spirit of prophecy or of the lineage of the children of Israel, even to you speckled birds out there who looks like the other nations, you can go ahead and go to the next page, because this is not for you. So I saw this article today, and it piqued my interest about the prophecy of, World War III that's in the Bible, okay? So we're going to read some of this article. We're not going to read the whole thing because I just don't want to get all the way into it, but basically the title tells it all. North Korea claims almost 800, this is what they're claiming, almost 800,000 have signed up to fight against the war, maniacs, U.S. and South Korea, war maniacs. So, as you can see, a little picture, them boys lined up, them boys ready for war, okay? All right. So let's get into the article. North Korea has claimed that nearly 800,000 of its citizens has volunteered to join the military or get re-enlisted to wipe out war maniacs, U.S. and South Korea, state reports from the isolated country said on Saturday. The soaring enthusiasm of young people to join the army is a demonstration of the unshakable will of the younger generation to mercilessly wipe out the war maniacs, making last-ditch efforts to eliminate our precious socialist country and to achieve the great cause of a national reunification without fail, and a clear manifestation of their ardent patriotism. North Korean daily Radang Singmong reported. It claimed that the Hermit Kingdom's youth vanguard rose up at once to join the war to defend the homeland and the war to destroy the enemy, reported Seoul base NK News. So if you want to keep reading, they're basically bragging and boasting, saying, they want to fight America and South Korea, because South Korea obviously used to be a part of that. I believe that's an island, and America stuck their nose into people's business, as they always do. As the Bible says, they're not keepers at home, so they worry about everybody else's business. So they stuck that battery into South Korea. Now South Korea is a so-called Democrat state, a Democrat country, and so South Korea is basically in the pockets of America. So of course they do. Sometimes I guess they're doing America's bidding, because they have drunk enough the wine, of that great whore, great Babylon, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt in the Bible, right? America. So North Korea say, bitch, bring it on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true it is. They say they claim, but 800,000 troops on top of what you already had. That's a lot of troops. And all that is just gearing up for World War III. Well, we're going to get into some quick scriptures, and we're going to show you how the Lord is just building up these countries and putting the spirit on them to fight. Because 10, 15 years ago, even 20 years ago, North Korea used to talk a little shit here and there, but they wasn't never talking like this. China used to talk their shit, but they ain't never talk like this. Russia used to talk their shit, but they ain't never countries didn't really talk to America like that. Especially year 2000. I think that was that year right before 9/11. I think 9/11 came through in either 2001, I can't remember. But around that time, America was kind of at its peak. It was kicking ass and taking names. They wouldn't dare have came out 20-something years ago and said no shit like this. But as you can see, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh, which is being the God of the universe, God of Israel, who people ignorantly just calls God. His true name is Yahweh. His son, who people ignorantly call Jesus, his son is named Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai means he who saves or he who delivers. And Yahweh, the Father, his name means he is or he exists. Okay, because he has no beginning or no end. He's the ancient of all days. All right. So you see this title. North Korea claims almost 800,000 have signed up to fight against the war maniacs, U.S. and South Korea. And as you read the article is basically boasting, the soaring enthusiasm of young people to join the army in a demonstration of an unshakable will of the young generation to mercilessly wipe out the war maniacs, making last-ditch efforts to eliminate our precious socialist country. They say they want to wipe this bitch. They want to wipe America off the map. You know what I mean? They got war in their heart. So let's get into some scripture. Okay? And just to have an article like that, call them war maniacs. Okay, so let's, first thing first, we're going to go into Joel. So, yeah, we do go into the New and the Old Testament here. The Lord Yahweh Shai say, he comes in the volume of the book. You know what I'm saying? You look up the word volume, that means the entire. So he comes in the entire book. If you can read the mysteries that are in here, he is in the entire book, the Old Testament and New Testament. So let's go to Joel 3:9. All right. And it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, all the other nations. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Right? And at one point, North Korea was just a place where they did mostly agriculture. Right? They did a lot of agriculture there. It wasn't doing a lot of industrial things there. And that's why the Lord say, bleach your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, right? And we know this to be old instruments of farming and agriculture. And of course, the sword is an old weapon, and the spears are old weapons. But you magnify that to today, and he's basically saying, get all your weapons together. Get your planes, your tanks, your Humvees, your missiles. Get all your mighty men, get all your soldiers together, because it's about to, y'all gonna have to fight. Let's read on. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all heathen round about. So what the Lord is doing is the Lord is gathering up all these nations and he's building them up. He's putting a spirit on them to fight. He put the spirit on them to give up the agricultural life and put all their resources into war weaponry, right? Into war weaponry. Don't worry about farming and exporting and importing too much. Get your guns up. Basically, get your weapons up. That's the spirit that the Lord had put on these heathens. And that's all for one thing. To fight to get into the next world war. Okay? To get into the next world war. Let's get that. Let's get that real quick. Okay. Let's get that. The third woe. There it is. Let's just get it from right here. Let's get it. So, okay, this is in Revelations. Revelations is the last chapter of the Holy Bible. Revelation means to reveal. And it reads, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay? So the Second World War has passed, and behold, the Third World War cometh quickly. It's prophesied in the Bible. And if you want to go to chapter Revelations chapter 11 and read on about that, it'll tell you how, the wars, is going to be fought with fire. So that means the missiles is going to be shooting everywhere, and tanks, and it's going to be a very bloody war. It's going to be the most bloodiest war ever. Okay? So let's go back to the scripts, and we're gonna go back into Revelation as well. Okay? Because what America has done is they have pissed off damn near every nation except for those who are in their pockets. They done pissed all these nations off. Iran, North Korea, Russia, China. They got a lot of enemies out there. They got a lot of powerful enemies out there. And the Lord has put the spirit on these heathens to come after this devil, because his ill dealings all across the world. So we're gonna go to Revelation 17 and go jump on down to 16, and it reads, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay? So let's focus on that second part. And shall make her desolate and naked. Desolate is to be basically destroyed and wiped out. And naked. You know what I mean? Like all your sins have been unveiled, right? And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay? What's going to eat her flesh is the fire of those nuclear weapons. Because North Korea has also been testing an ICBM missile, right? And this is recently. They've been testing the ICBM missiles, and they've been basically boasting, saying, like, look, we'll blow y'all shit up. Because America and South Korea have been running war drills. They've been running war drills and war training. Of course, North Korea is right there watching them. And North Korea like, let's bring it. Bring it. Okay? And let's keep going. For Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom upon the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. All right. So this goes back into America running all of, all of these great cities and, being a partaker in all these great nations and everything. And those nations as well will turn on America. Like everybody, I don't know exactly what America's going to do, when everything starts to go down. But all those who were in cahoots with America is going to destroy her. Like all these nations are going to get mad and they're going to point the nuclear missiles at America. And that's why this place is going to be desolate and naked and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right. So it's going to be a hard fall for America, but it's a few more prophecies that have to happen. But right now we're just talking about the prophecies of war that is being drummed up, okay? So let's stay. Let's go to Isaiah. Something comes to mind. Isaiah 14 and 16. And it reads, They that see shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Okay, and when this all happens, when America is brought down low, everybody gonna be like, is this the motherfucker that had everybody shook at one point? All right? And this the man that made the earth tremble? Now, when it says it made the earth tremble, it's talking about how America dropped them bombs on people, especially in Japan, Hiroshima, and I think it's Nagasaki. Big boy, little boy. That's what they did. They made the earth tremble, right, with them bombs, and did shake kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? So America has torn down a lot of, kingdoms where they was large or small. They tore them down, right? So people, once this thing happened, because some people think this place is going to last forever, and as you can see, the scriptures say otherwise. Revelation 17, chapter 17, verse 16 through 18, say this shit gonna be desolate. And gonna be, the flesh gonna be burned up with fire. Right? And let's keep reading. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. Right? So this place is being set up for the greatest fall of any nation. Not only will America be utterly destroyed by thermonuclear fire, it is going to be the greatest fall of any nation ever. It's going to be greater than when Egypt fell. It's going to be greater than when them Hamites over there in Africa, or the Spanish or the English, or it's going to be greater than all those other nations that have ever run the earth. Greater than any empire that Japanese or the Chinese can string up. It's going to be greater than all those falls, because this is probably the most powerful nation that's ever walked on the face of this earth, whether you want to believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? They are the wickedest. They are the most wicked nation, but when it comes to military power and fighting and blowing shit up and destroying shit, they come second to none, except for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. When it comes to our earthly, talking about earthly stuff, ain't nobody on earth ever did it like America. But that's gonna come to a screeching halt, you know. That's gonna come to a screeching halt really, really soon. All right, so let's go back into Revelation. Okay, we're gonna go to Revelation 19, verse 10. And the reason why we're going to verse 19 and 10, and because this is all about prophecy. Like, prophecy will be done. There's nothing you can do about it. Even if you try to stop prophecy, it's still going to happen. Even if you knew what was going to happen and you tried to stop the prophecy, you're part of prophecy trying to stop it. There is no stopping prophecy from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He has everything calculated up. Whatever you move that you think you're making, you're supposed to make. Right? So let's get into that, because that was all about what Yahweh Shai was here for. Not only to speak on prophecy, it is also to fulfill prophecy. Okay? So Revelation 19 and 10, and it reads, "And I fell at his knees to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy." Right? So we have to always be in prophecy when we see these things happening around the world, so these things don't catch you off guard. When you wake up one day and you see a goddamn ICBM missile flying from one side of the earth to the other, this is all prophecy. It's supposed to happen. Right? So you don't get caught out there and surprised, you know? So, I just read that article. I saw it. I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought that article was pretty interesting. You know what I mean? It was crazy. I looked at it. I'm like, what the fuck? 800,000 troops. You know what I mean? 800,000 troops. I'm going to see if they're saying something about... See, look. This comes just a day after North Korea test fires its Hwasong-17 intercontinental ballistic missile and backlash to the ongoing U.S.-South Korea military drills. You know what I mean? So this was the missile, ICBM missile was shot into the waters between Korea Peninsula and Japan on Thursday ahead of the South Korean president's flight to Tokyo for a summit to discuss ways to counter the nuclear-armed North. Bro, this shit is about to go down. It's about to go down, and you need to be rooted in prophecy and rooted in righteousness. I'm trying to live the right way. And this is for you Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. You need to repent and return back to your true heritage as Hebrew Israelites. Not black Hebrew Israelites, not Muslims, not Christians, not Buddhists. We are Hebrews. We are the children of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hopefully this was edifying. Till the next time, I say shalom.